Good morning. Today we're going to work on the extra set of problems for lesson 3.1 for some practice about simple interest in the concepts there. So I'm on page 265. And it says some of the most common and most dangerous examples of simple interest are short-term payday loans, which are some lenders also called cash advances. Some people do this when they have bills to pay and they don't have enough from their paycheck from previous weeks. And so they want to borrow money against their future paycheck. So this is not to be confused with a cash advance on a credit card. Let's say that you're going to get paid in 10 days and you need some cash for a car repair now. A payday lender might lend you $350 now, and you'll be asked to pay them back when your paycheck comes. Of course, you'll have to pay interest. The median fee charged by these types of lenders is $15 per every $100 borrowed. How much would you have to pay back in 10 days? Okay, so I'm borrowing $350. And we're going to use a unit exchange, which we've been doing all semester. So I'm using this exchange because $350 borrowed. So that means for every 100 borrowed, I'm paying a $15 fee. So that means my borrowed is going to cancel. And I'm going to multiply straight across. Another way you can think of it as 350 divided by the 100 is I've got 3.5 of these. So if we do 350 divided by 100, trying to make it so it's not so bright. I'm trying to make it so it's not so bright. We have 3.5 of these fees, but if you take 350 times 15 and then divide by 100, you will end up paying a $52.50 fee just for borrowing the money for 10 days. So it says, what is the percent interest you're charged? Okay, so the percent interest is the fact that we borrowed the fee out of the amount borrowed. So that would be $52.50 divided by the amount borrowed is the percent of what I borrowed did I pay back as a fee. And it looks like it is a 15% fee. Ouch. Maybe that interest rate doesn't sound crazy high to you, but remember the length of the loan is only 10 days. Let's see if you can't figure out just how much interest they're actually charging. What do you need to multiply 10 by to turn into 365? So 365 divided by 10, 36.5. If you want to figure out the annual percentage that corresponds to the percentage you found in question 2 over 10 days, you'd need to multiply by the same number that turns 10 into 365. Do it. What annual percentage is the lender charging? So okay, so 15% times 36.5. Oh my gosh, it means we're paying 547.5%, because up here we're kind of assuming that we're taking a year to borrow it. to pay it back, but really it's over 10 days, which is this portion of a year. So I'm going to show you how in our interest, the formula that we earned here, how we can use this formula. So the interest, we borrowed 350 and we don't know the rate, and the time is really 10 days out of 365 days, because remember, everything's based on a year. And the interest we paid was 52.50, the fee up here. So 52.50 equals 350 times R, we don't know what the rate is, times 10 days out of 365. So 10 divided by 365 is this decimal right here, 0.0274, we'll say. Okay, so using what we learned in example 2 in the first part of 3.1, we said to solve for R right here, we could take 52.50 and divide by 350 and divide by this 0.0274 to get R. I'm trying to see if you can see this today, but you can't. So 52.50 divided by 350 divided by 0.0274, and we get 5. R is 5.4745. But remember, that is a decimal. So we have to multiply by 100 to get to the percent. It's 547.5%. Just like we came up with up here with their strategy. But this is using our formula that we've used. So it says, discuss how good or bad a deal you're getting as a borrower. Should you avoid these types of short-term loans? Yes. I would definitely avoid them. If you go to H&R Block or anywhere that does the fast return on your taxes, where they're like, oh, if you pay us the small fee, we'll give you your tax return in 24 hours. Because really they're not getting the money from the tax return for like another 10 days from the IRS, but they're going to upfront you the money. Well, the fee you're paying, you're only borrowing it for about not even a week, and a week to 10 days, and you're paying an actual this much percentage if you figure it out per day. Okay, let's flip the page. So on 266, we have another set of examples to look at. So it says another example of simple interest is a certificate of deposit, or called a CD, as they're commonly known. This is an investment where you agree to leave your deposit untouched for a fixed amount of time, and in exchange, you are guaranteed a certain percentage interest. Below are some CD rates listed in February of 2019 on bankrate.com for CDs with a 1-year term. Use the percentages listed in the APY column as the interest rate. Okay, so we're using this column right here. For a $2,500 investment, how much more interest would you earn if you chose Live Oak Bank or Sallie Mae? So Live Oak Bank or Sallie Mae. So Live Oak, the interest would be $2,500, and they're giving you 0.0285 times 1 year. And Sallie Mae, the interest would be 2,500 times 0.0275 times 1 year. So everyone should be practicing at home. So Live Oak, you're going to earn 71.25, and Sally Mae, you're going to earn 68.75. But it says how much more, so they want us to subtract. So when we subtract, we would earn $2.50 more for 1 year from Live Oak. More from Live Oak. Okay. If your goal was to earn $80 in interest on your $2,500 investment, which interest rate would you need to find? Okay, so $80 is the interest because we're going to use this. So our investment was 2,500. We don't know the rate, and we're going to assume it's 1 year. So we're going to divide 80 divided by 2,500 times 1, but the 1 doesn't really count for anything. So we would need 0.032. 3.2 interest is what we would need. So number 8 says, if you got the interest rate that Synchrony Bank was offering for a different length of time, how long would you need to invest in order to get the $80 you have your heart set on? So Synchrony Bank, the 2.8 interest. Okay, so I still want to earn $80, and I've got 2,500 to invest, and Synchrony Bank is 2.8%. So 0.028, but I don't know how long I need to leave it there. Okay, so going back to example 2, we're going to take 80 and divide by all the 2 pieces over here that are currently attached to T, and we're going to solve for T. So 80 divided by 2,500 divided by 0.028. Is 1.14, so 1.14 years. And as you can see, CDs don't return a ton of interest. What they do offer is a guaranteed return. So they're very safe, a safe way to put your money somewhere. Suppose that you also have the opportunity to invest at 2,500 in a business venture that promised a 12.5% return in 1 year. Ooh, unless the company failed to turn a profit, in which case you would get nothing at all back. Calculate the amount of interest you'd get and discuss whether you prefer the risky investment over the CD. The risky investment sounds really good. So how much interest would we get? So that company only needs to turn a profit for 1 year, right? We're just going to leave it there for 1 year and hope that that company does really well. Wow. We would earn $312.50 compared to $71 with Live Oak or $68 with Sally Mae. So these are the really safe ones, right? The ones from the CDs, and this is that risky. So you'd have to make that choice on which you'd rather do. So that's it for 3.1. Catch me back for lesson 3.2, and unit 3 is a lot of fun. We're learning some really cool things that should really apply to your real life for you in the future. See you then.